The organization I lead had cause to engage the two leading contestants in this election.
That's Buhari and Atiku.
Yes, Buhari was part of the Fulani delegation that came to Pronaco because you remember there was NADECO that had to engage the soldiers to leave the government house. Then came Pronaco 2004, 2005 when Obasanjo had become president. What was it that NADECO didn't do, which Pronaco came to do? The constitution by which the union will be convened and operated, had not been done, because what they came with into 1999 was to carry forward what was done in 1979. That's the constitution that the soldiers imposed after they toppled the 5 constitutions that defined the Federation of Nigeria in 1966. They governed Nigeria as a unitary state, breaking the regions. Let our listeners get to this so we can know exactly where this ailment came from and what the virus is that we must isolate if we want life back to that sick patient we call Nigeria. Nigeria became one country only on account of being a federation, that is a union of 3 constitutions.
Right.
At the time those constitutions were toppled in 1966, Nigeria ceased to be a federation. The country was there, but the federation was dead. Some elements working together, guided by the British, emerged as federal government in circumstances that were opposed by those who were supposed to be in that union with them. That was what took them to Aburi. The federation collapsed, and they went to Aburi in January of 1967 to try to bring the federation back. What was it that they went to discuss? How to go back to being a federation, and how to support, how to allow the regions control. They already had control of their territories, their assets, and contributing only 15% of their revenue to finance the operations of the center they created. From that being the owner and contributing only for the upkeep of the center, the coup turned things upside down, and the center became, in the period between 66 and 67, it was the debate of the regional governors and those regions that were supposed to be in the union were in that conflict of are we still here, are we not here? They went to Aburi. They agreed to go back to what was agreed at the beginning, that's in 1959. It was in coming back and abandoning that agreement that the matter became war, the one we call the Biafran War, that went from 67 to 1970. And after the war, the soldiers continued in government house. But go on, he's still alive, and I thank God for that. If there's anything we say now which is not true, all of them who are still alive should come public and tell the younger people who they denied the teaching of history. They removed history from the school curriculum so that younger people will never get to know these things we're telling them now.
Yes.
This candidate, President Buhari, went to France, and he was talking about how those who were talking about restructuring were lazy and clueless, and it fell on my organization to raise an open memorandum to him, in which we laid out what restructuring actually means and how it can be undertaken going forward from now. And the principal thing we put out there was to trace this history to what was agreed and what was abandoned, and the point at which we went into unitarism. And therefore, what has to change? What is it that has to change? A federation is a union of constitutions. The constitutions that define the Federation of Nigeria got toppled, and they were never brought back. The regions were broken into states that have become 36 now. Their assets were taken, so we have 36 states